So I thought to myself, let's do a little question and answer session, because I see some common questions in my comments, I get in my emails, I see in my coaching program, I see in the Neville Garden and in the manifesting space in general, and I want to give you my answers to these common questions. So these are 9 questions that I saw, and I would make the statement that at least one of these questions you have also asked yourself, probably even more. So you can let me know afterwards in the comments if you already ask yourself one of these questions. So with that, let's just dive right in and I will give you my answers to these questions right now. So the first question, and I picked this on purpose because obviously that's a question that is coming up very often, is can I manifest a specific person? And you can already see here, I included a screenshot of a thumbnail of a video that I did, because here's the thing, right? For some of these questions, I will give you the answer in this video. For some of these questions, the detailed answer would not fit in this video because then this video would be way too long. And this is the case also of this question, right? So I can tell you if the question is, can I manifest a specific person? I can tell you the answer is yes. However, in order for you to understand the foundation, all the layers, because this is obviously like a big topic in the manifesting space, but in order for you to really see through that, to not get lured into the wrong directions, for you to apply the right things, for you to see and get some motivation from people that already did it, I recommend you watch this exact video that I did. And I will link this video above right now. I will also link this video in the video description so that you can watch it afterwards. But I recommend you stay till the end so that you maybe find the answers to some other questions that you also have. And then you can see, okay, which video do I want to watch to get the full answer. So this video here, this Q&A right now also serves as me directing you to the right videos if you ask yourself these questions, okay? So can I manifest in a specific person? Watch this video. In this video, not only will you again hear my answer, which is yes, but you will also know different viewpoints on this topic. What is important, mistakes that people do, why this subject usually is so emotionally charged and people overcomplicate it. Like all of that is within this video, okay? It's time for a short ad, because right now I am running my Christmas special offer, which is the largest sale I've ever done, where you can save $1,000 on my usual program price, and where you can also get a free one-on-one coaching session with me personally on top of that. This is only for 25 people, and this is only till the end of this year. So if that is interesting for you, then simply go to upgradetourlife.com/Christmas or check out the link in the video description. And now enjoy the video. So let's go to the second question, which is, how do I shift and stay in the wish fulfilled state? Because many people understand when they come to Neville teachings and they watch a lot of videos and they start to apply, they understand, okay, it's about shifting states. It's about shifting into the reality where I am who I want to be, where I have what I want to have within, and then my world does show me that, does reflect that back to me. But then what happens is that we fall out of that state. So we might, start to flirt with that state. We know, okay, it's in existence. We can sense it. We can imagine it. We can feel it. We can desire it, which means we can only desire something that's already in existence. Otherwise, how could we have the desire for something that's not already within creation, that's not already possible? So we know, okay, the wish fulfilled state exists, but we waver between the current state and the wish fulfilled state. We fall out of it. So how do we shift? Right? Obviously, there are many approaches, methods. Imagining a scene that implies that your wish is fulfilled. This is like one of the core approaches. Simply giving thanks for it being done. Simply knowing that desiring a state means having that state already. That means that the state is already worked out. So just giving thanks for that. Using I remember when. And many other techniques. Right? So there are ways to shift in that, to place our awareness into that state. And then there are also ways to stay in that state. And you need some things such as awareness. You need to notice, okay, when you react the opposite way or when you get triggered again, right? And for you to maneuver back. So when you want also for that, like the detailed answer, then I recommend you watch this video, right? How to shift states. I made a detailed video on this. I will also link this above right now. And you will also find this obviously in every video that I mention in this video. I will also link in the video description. So you should watch that to find a detailed answer on how to shift and stay. Because it's one thing to shift and flirt and notice that it's there, but it's a completely different thing to actually stay in that state, make it natural, make it habitual, by constantly returning back to it. And again, how to do that in a detailed way is what I share in this video. Third question, do I have to see when I imagine something. Straight to the point answer is no. Sometimes I see nothing in my imagination. Sometimes I only hear. Sometimes I only feel a hug and hear, but I don't see anything, right? So it's not about that you need to see. So this is subjective, right? Some people like more the imaginative sense of hearing. Others like the imaginative sense of touch. Others like the imaginative sense of seeing, but it's not required, right? It's only what this internal experience implies to you. So it can be any sense. Only hearing is totally enough. Right? I manifested a lot of things by only hearing a voice, or in my imagination, overhearing two people speak about a certain success or speak about a certain accomplishment. And I just listened to two friends. This is called the eavesdropping technique, right? Which you also find on my channel. But answer to this question is no, you don't have to see. You can see. If you like to visualize, that's amazing. That's perfect. It's beautiful. It's a lot of fun. It can be so amazing. But again, you don't have to. And also for that subject, imagining, how to imagine, right? How to really, what does it actually mean when we do imagine? How to do it the right way? What are the subtle premises that are important? What are the subtle mistakes that people do that lead to delayed manifestations or quote unquote failed manifestations, right? All of that is what you find in this video called How to Imagine. Right? I will link this one above and in the video description. So watch this video when you want to have the full answer on how to imagine. Next one, can I really manifest my desire? Right? Is my desire really possible? Is this, like, can I really have this? And here again, we have to look at this explanation, what I said earlier, which is that desiring a state means having the state. What does that mean? Really, forget everything that you heard and all the teachings, but let's even logically think about that, okay? If you can desire something, right? How would it be possible for you to desire that thing without the awareness of that thing existing, right? So if you desire to be on a vacation with a friend, but you never have been on a vacation with that friend, then alone the fact that you can desire that means that you can also imagine that, right? If you have the desire for this specific car, then you can also close your eyes and dwell on the wish fulfilled, on what it would be like to specifically own this car. So for every desire, there is like the state of the wish fulfilled that you can dwell upon. Meaning every desire you have is a state that is right now unnatural for you, but that is in existence. That is even like, and that wants to be expressed through you. That's why this desire is coming up in you, right? You probably have some different desires than I have. We maybe share some general desires, like in the relationship sense, in the financial sense, in the health sense, but then everyone has so much unique individual desires, and you have them because they want to be expressed through you. They are a gift given to you for you to outgrow your current state, and they come up in form of a desire. So you sense, oh, but see your desires as something that's already there, right? You only have to dive into and to devote yourself to the wish fulfilled state of that desire. So what you want, right, wants you in a sense. What you do desire is in existence, and yes, what you can desire is what you can manifest. Otherwise, you could not have the desire for that. Okay, very important. Also here, there are way more nuances, way more like quotes from Neville, way more details to that. So if that's important for you, if that's relevant for you right now, then simply check out this video. I will link it above and in the video description called What You Want Wants You. Now, this is also a very interesting question that I sometimes see in the comments, especially on YouTube, is when people ask, okay, what have members of your program manifested? What have you manifested? What are the people that work with you? What have they manifested? First of all, if you are listening to this and you are a member of my program, then feel free to share any successes if you want to show others that, you know, by applying these things the right way, we can manifest things. Just recently, like just the last week, I had private messages in our community portal where people said, oh, you know what, by the way, I also manifest my ISP. And I'm like, you have to share this, right? We have to do a success interview on that. You have to post this in the community. Some people don't post it. So I heard stories on that. I see that pretty often. Job successes, manifesting objects, manifesting money. So I have broken it down. So what if members manifested money? If it's one-time big money amount, if it's money in general, if it's new jobs of a higher salary, if it's, you know, consistent higher income, if it's business success, more clients, you know, next level of business, that's definitely an area that we help a lot of people with. Also health, right? people that healed cancer, people that healed health issues, people that healed diseases, people that healed certain symptoms and all of that. Appearance changes are people that lost weight, gained weight, got rid of certain like not only pimples, but certain things on their skin and their body, all of that, right? Relationships, general relationships, new partners, right? Manifesting new relationships, manifesting specific people, relationships with specific people, right? Manifesting friends, new friendship groups, right? All of that. Like I said, objects, pianos, cars, apartments, watches, laptops, phones, like so many things. Like honestly, it's, yeah, like those things. A stronger self-concept, right? Now, these are more like the, let's just say, like external things that others would like see and notice and all of that, but also like the internal changes, right? The internal successes, right? A stronger self-concept, being more confident, being more wanted, feeling more loved, feeling more like this, feeling more stable within, right? That's huge. That is huge, and it lasts forever. A better lifestyle, right? Just more vacations and easier going life, and also probably the most important thing is peace, right? Knowing how this law works, knowing to be able to apply it, and for whatever desire that is coming up, right? And just peace, knowing their true self, having a higher sense of calmness from within. That is not like a new watch or a new apartment, but that is really like the internal foundation. And these are also things that a lot of members experience. And if you want to read these successes, hear about these successes, hear me and see me interviewing people that achieved all of these things that I mentioned here, right? Then I recommend you check out my success interview playlist. I will link this above right now, and you will find it in the video description. And you go to upgradeToLife.com/testimonials. Okay? upgradeToLife.com, my website, /testimonials. And then you will find these categories, right? So I put this in categories: video testimonials, YouTube success interviews, general testimonials, specific person successes, and all of these other categories. And you can read through them, you can get motivated, you can get empowered, so you see what members of my program have manifested. And same goes for me in exactly all of these areas, basically. So yeah, this is the answer to that question. Next one. Can I manifest? Next question is, can I manifest physical changes? Right? So a topic that some people also seem to have a seemingly blockage with, because they doubt that it's possible, they doubt that they can heal, they doubt that they can, transcend certain symptoms or, gain more height. By the way, this is also something that members have experienced, a little bit more height, or, things like that. So here I included a quote. So first of all, you will see all of these success stories. So the answer is yes, right? And you can also get proof through these successes. But here's also an interesting quote from Neville that I want to bring up, which is, I am wearing a body, but it's not me, right? You wear it like you wear a mask in a sense, but it's not essentially you, right? I put myself into this body, which limits me. I'm its operant power. It cannot be causeful, as it only reflects what I'm entertaining in my imagination. I must not justify it, condemn it, or excuse myself in any way. So meaning, if right now you have any, health-related or physical appearance-related situations, then also know that where is your physical body? How do you perceive it? You perceive it through your senses. You perceive it in the 3D world. But you should know by now that this is not final. This is not absolute. So by you entertaining new things in your inner world, in your imagination, going to an end state where what potentially current undesirable thing is no longer there, then you will also see that also this can change. So the answer is yes. And again, I also have a detailed video on this called Body and Appearance Changes, which I will also link so that you can watch this video. All right. So the answer is yes. Next question is, am I doing something wrong? Right. So this is a big thing that is coming up for some people who do not see results yet, who are, in a kind of like a rut, try to make it happen. Oh, am I doing it wrong? I don't see results yet. Okay, let me try more. Let me watch more videos. Let me try more techniques. And then, okay, there's no change yet. And then, am I doing something wrong? Am I doing something wrong? Right? It's also a very big question. So here's my answer. First of all, as long as you try to make something happen, you will delay your manifestation. This is like, the more you try to get it, to make it done, to make it happen, the more you wait for it, the more you will get reflected back more of that. right? Stop trying to manifest. I also have a video on my channel on this. If you type in upgrade your life on YouTube, upgrade your life, trying to manifest, are you still trying, right? If you're still trying, then you will delay. Because the wrong premise that these people have is they say, my desire is fulfilled when it's manifested. If that is your premise, if that is your paradigm, if that is your attitude, then you will wait forever. Your desire is not fulfilled when it's manifested. Your desire is fulfilled when it's fulfilled within. And then a manifestation is the consequence, the reflection of that internal wish fulfilled. All right? So correct attitude is the wish fulfilled state is available internally here and now. There is no more waiting. You can't do something essentially wrong. If you desire something, and where is it? It's still not here yet. It's not here yet. Relax. Take a deep breath. Maneuver in the wish fulfillment. The more you ask, why isn't it here yet? What am I doing? The more you are the more you perceive lack, the more you put your awareness on, it's not there yet, I'm not having it yet. You take your cue, you form that as a new internal state, it's not there yet. And the more you lose yourself again in the it's not here yet state. Instead of noticing, okay, it's not here yet, I do have the desire right now, and then in the here now to fulfill that desire in your inner reality, right? To give it to yourself first. Remember, the world gives you what you first give yourself. So experience in imagination what you would experience in your circumstances where your desire fulfilled. Right? It's about the implication, what would imply it's done. And by experiencing it again, dwelling in that wish fulfilled state again, you start to make it natural. Right? So I have a little bit more on that. So if you wait, you will always get more waiting mirrored back to you. Waiting, the one who tries to get, who waits, who hopes to get, who seeks, gets more of not having it, not being it. Right? Stop seeking, start being. If the external world is only the mirror, then you have to be who you want to be right now. The mirror can only reflect what already is, not what you try to get. Right? If you dwell long enough in the wish fulfilled, the desire starts to fade because you are it right now. Therefore, you stop waiting and you won't care when it manifests. You won't perceive like you won't look for results. You won't look for signs because the desire has been fulfilled for you. The desire is now dead because it already is fulfilled in you. And then, ironically, the world just gives confirmation of that and you get the joy again. But it first happens within. Right? So instead of trying very hard to make something happen or forcing anything into being, we focus on shifting into the state where it is already done. Force creates more force. Trying to make it happen creates more trying to make it happen, right? And trying to solve a problem still keeps us in the state where the problem even exists. So we shift to the reality, to the state where the problem no longer is there, where the solution is there, where we are who we want to be, where we have what we want to have. Next one. It's also a big one. How to behave when others ask me about my desire, right? So you might have people around you that constantly ask you about your money situation, your job, your relationship, your specific person, your health symptoms, and that can be triggering, obviously. So how should I behave around people when they ask me about something that I'm right now on the way to manifest? Right? So people ask, what if my external world does not mirror my wish fulfilled back to me, but still people ask me on it? So the answer is that you do nothing. I will explain that. It will make sense to you in a second, right? You don't have to behave in a specific way. It's not about the words that you say, right? You can say, oh yeah, it's all good, it's all fine. But within you are in a super doubtful, lacking, not having it yet state. It's not the words you say, how you behave. If you are it within, then it's pretty irrelevant what you do. You will either automatically say something to these people or you won't care. It won't trigger you any longer. But as long as you have to ask, how should I behave? What should I exactly say them? That's not important. It's important where do you actually stand within in that moment, right? So we talked about that previously, that the manifestation is the consequence of the wish fulfilled. Your world mirrors back what internally is. So manifestation confirms who you are. So if you are in the wish fulfilled, then you can't ask, what should I do? Right? In the moment you are in the wish fulfilled, you can't ask, what should I do to get it? What should I say so that this person now, knows about my manifestation journey or whatever? Like, that's irrelevant. When you're on the wish fulfilled, then you say automatically what's right in this moment. Actions will come from that state. If you want to get my, just a helpful answer, like from a friend in the manifestation journey, then I would say whatever feels comfortable in this moment. Right? When someone asks you, hey, okay, what about this person? What is it? What about your relationship? What about your health? What about your money? Say, I'm working on it. Or, let's talk about this later. I'm right now doing some internal shifts. I'll keep you updated. You can say things like that, but know that whatever words you would say, again, it's actually important that you more focus on where you stand within when you say it. So once you are in the end state, you won't care about what to answer, right? You could say them this, you could say them this, but that's no longer relevant because you know what is now true for you. So it's not about acting as if, it's not about what you say. The only thing mattering is your inner state. So if you feel triggered by what a friend or family member says, gently maneuver back in the wish-fulfilled state, right? So how to behave when others ask you. The more subtle thing would be, say whatever is comfortable in that moment. You don't have to lie. You don't have to feel delusional. Just say, I'm working on it. Let's talk about later about this. Things like that. Just say whatever feels most natural. But the deeper approach is really focus on being in an end state. And then maybe you won't care. You will just say, yeah, I tell you later, or whatever. Whatever, it can be whatever. But that's not important how you behave, right? Because I can now tell you, just tell them that you will manifest that and that this will be there in some months. But then you create pressure for yourself. Then these people maybe ask you even more. It's not about the words. It's not about what you say to them. It's about where you stand within. All right. So another question is, can I manifest several desires? Right? So as for people who have several desires and they want to know, can I manifest them all together? Should I focus on one by one? What's going on? And my personal take and my personal answer is you 100% can manifest several desires, and you should. You should honor all of your desires. You should not hyper-focus and put one desire on a pedestal and, dismiss your other desires. No, it's good when you have more desires. We usually do not only have one desire. Maybe you want an improvement here. Maybe you want this thing here. So it's very good when you have several desires and you can manifest all of them. You don't have to, imagine 10 scenes all at once together, right? That can be a little bit overwhelming maybe, but you can imagine a scene for this desire, and then you can also later that day imagine a scene for this desire. Keep it super dynamic, super flowing, but you can definitely manifest several desires. It's not a need to wait until one desire is manifested and only then you can go to the next one. No, you can also, again, in the afternoon, maybe you have the desire for this. You can experience this as being fulfilled. You can shift to that. You can, how would I feel the world if that would be true? You can shift into that end state. And then later you have another desire and you can also do the same for that. And there is a helpful approach from Neville where what you can also do is that you can condense it into one single sensation. What would it be like if those 3 things that I desire would now be true? And this is what Neville said. During the course of a day, I may imagine many things, but instead of imagining lots of small things, I would suggest that you imagine something so big it includes all of the little things, right? This is optional, right? So you can imagine several things throughout the day. This, and this. And that works. I've done this. And I've also done this approach. You have to simply find what approach is easier for you. Manifesting them, in a sense, like one by one, or individually imagining certain scenes for them, or shifting into the end states of those things. Or you condense it into one end sensation. Like, now I have it all. Now I feel so ecstatic because I have all of that. Right? So instead of imagining wealth, health, and friends, imagine being ecstatic. Right? You could not be ecstatic and be in pain, right? You could not be ecstatic and be threatened with this possession notice. You could not be ecstatic if you were not enjoying a full measure of friendship and love. So meaning this ecstatic feeling or this relief can also imply many things. Or you now imagine how you say to yourself, finally I have it all. You just imagine this inner self-talk, how you lay in bed with a smile on your face. That is what you imagine. You lay there and you just hear yourself saying, finally I have it all. And therefore you have brought all of these desires into one sensation, one imaginative experience. And that does work very smoothly. So you can manifest several desires. So what would the feeling be like were you ecstatic without knowing what had happened to produce your ecstasy? Right? Reduce the idea of ecstasy to a single sensation. Like, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it amazing? So even if you don't have specific desires right now, you can also still make this isn't it wonderful, right? You don't know what you want, but by producing that mood, that feeling in you, your life will give you opportunities, your life will give you reasons to feel that again, right? Because you made it alive in yourself. So catch that one sensation of the wonder of it all, and things will happen to be a witness to the truth of the sensation. And I promise you, it will include all the little things. Right? Because if you feel ecstatic, then your life cannot be shit. You know what I mean? Like if you start to feel really ecstatic and fulfilled and amazing and joyful, then your life has to give you reason for that, because that inner state has to be reflected, right? So that's it. These were all the 9, common questions that I saw coming up in the community, in my comments. And if you have more questions, then also let me know in the comments down below what other questions you have, and I can cover them in another Navigator Q&A. Let me know if you like this format, me going over some questions and redirecting you to some videos that I did. That's it for this video. If you need more help, check out my program. Second link in the video description. If you want my free masterclass, that's the first link in the video description. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.